Hello and welcome to a new video. In today's video we're going to take a look at the buffed Magcargo. This Pokemon has access to a Rock Tomb already previously, and now this move is so much better, like literally ridiculously much better. And we're going to have an amazing team around it. I went 12-3 with this team again. This team was super great to play. It is a very consistent team, and I would assume that you're going to have a lot of fun playing this one. I would definitely recommend you to give it a try, because I do think this is one of the most balanced teams that you can currently run, while also bringing a little bit more of a Pokemon in there, at least, that most people don't really see that often, and most people are not that prepared for. And it's of course going to be Magcargo, and Magcargo is so much better since the recent update. Why? Not only because a Rock Tomb is better just generally speaking, but mainly because of pacing reasons. And pacing is the most important thing in Pokemon Go, kinda next to like bulk. And the one thing that is so nice for Magcargo now is that it has a move that is 50 energy. What changes here? The thing is, you can now stack 2 moves at the same time. If you go for 5 Incinerate, you had 100 energy and you have 2 Rock Tombs, which was never be possible before for this Pokemon. So you always, if you want to go for a charge move and then try to go for another charge move afterwards, you always had to go for at least one or more fast move in between. This is gone now. If you go for 5 fast moves first, you want to have back-to-back charge moves, which is a huge deal, by the way. But also just generally speaking, you need one less fast move to get to those Rock Tombs now, like not to the first one, but to the second one, which is also a huge deal. Plus, you have a guaranteed debuff, plus you have stab, plus you have a damage boost. It is ridiculous. I have to say, I think this is one of the strongest Pokemon in the current meta. I would really recommend you to give it a try, and as you're gonna see here as well, even Claydol doesn't like it. And so we can move on to the next opponent. We want to have a perfect matchup here. Talonflame has no play against us, and in comes Morpeko. What do I do here? I could have swapped out, and I should have most days swapped out early on into our Superior already. Superior wins this matchup in the 2-shield scenario, guaranteed. But then again, we have a little bit of an interesting play here with our Sayswap. Our Sayswap is Sableye. It is Sableye for good reasons. Why? Because we're not running Dazzling Gleam, we're running Power Gem. And this is something that so many people are not aware of. That Sableye has Power Gem still, because everybody's running Dazzling Gleam now. And so, hi Talonflame coming in here now. Guess what we have? We have the perfect coverage for you, but you most likely don't expect it, because you kinda have to play around it, and it doesn't work for you, and this is going to be a one-shot. Goodbye there, and now we have a Superior against our, Magcargo, which I think has a charge move stored as well at this point. And our own Superior, and it's already at half health, so yeah, this game is over. Like, this game is so over. And I might not even need my Superior here, because, yeah, I have even needed another Rock Tomb there. I need, like, 2 more fast moves to go for another Rock Tomb. The opponent just lets the move go through and just, like, yeah, I give up here. Morpeko in the lead. A little bit more of a neutral matchup, a little bit more of an awkward matchup, right? We're gonna stay in here, we're gonna go ahead and just play out, I guess, the 2-shield scenario, because, you know what's kind of funny here? The opponent literally just gets completely found down kinda from the Incinerate. Like, look at the health of the opponent's Morpeko and look at us with our health. Like, our Incinerate is just doing so much damage against this Pokemon. It is crazy. I can use another shield here, and I think they might be able to align themselves if they really want to. If they want to use a shield here again, they might be able to align themselves. Which I do, okay, that's fine. We see if they're gonna align themselves now. I should have got the damage through, which I hope now that I survive at least the Aura Wheel, which I don't, which is really annoying because the damage should have went through. But at least I can still farm them down with the Superior, which is cool. They have the Skeldurge in the back. I can swap out into the Sableye. They're gonna go for the CMP tie, but I win the CMP tie, and with this Skeldurge is gonna go down, and now it is 2 Pokemon against 1, and it's a Pokemon that is weak to both of our Pokemon remaining. Ridiculous. Next one. Meloma in the lead is going to be not as ideal. I go for 2 fast moves and then try to catch a move. If they want to go straight for the superpower, they would get it after me getting to 2 fast moves. Yeah, this is going to be a great matchup for Sableye, generally speaking, because we double resist the fast move from the opponent, and we have the same speed, basically, than the opponent there as well. And I can just align myself here. I think it's best to use a shield, just farm them down, align myself. Still having the energy on the Magcargo, but also having now the perfect alignment, which is really important, because I don't want to have the Skeldurge against my Grass-type Pokemon. And we see here the Skeldurge is not going to go up against any Pokemon, as the opponent is just going to let this one go through. I can go ahead, go for the Rock Tomb here against the opponent's Credilli, and they can do whatever they want to do. Like, there's nothing they can do to win this battle anymore. Like, I don't think there's anything that they can have, just even theory, because I have still the Superior in the back. Superior is going to be absolutely amazing against the Credilli. Credilli has to even swap out here, which they do here immediately, which is kind of funny, in order to have any play. But not only this, I can even force you now to hopefully get another Rock Tomb debuff onto them, which works out really well for us, because this is not now going to stay on this Pokemon till the rest of this game. And as you will see here, they have no chance at all, and they even forfeit, and we can move on to the next opponent. We see on how dominant this team actually is. It is ridiculous. We have a solid lead, but not actually the best lead, because they have the super effective fast move. They swap out into the Gudra, and I go for the Rock Tomb, which might be a little bit silly. It is most likely a little bit silly. But Awkward Tail is coming through here. We're going to be able to shield this one up, and we can go for one Rock Tomb, but I still should be even able to stay in here and go for 2 more fast moves, and then swap out into the Sableye and farm them down, because at the end of the day, I'm going to get some energy here. I still have a Rock Tomb stored for whatever in the bag. This move is going to be not resisted, but debuffed, so it's not going to do too much damage. And we will be able to go for some foul plays against the very likely incoming Corviknight. And it's great that Corviknight came in here, and it's great that the opponent reveals what they have in the back. What is not so great is that we don't have play at all with our Superior in this matchup. But yeah, we still gonna try our best here, I guess. We're gonna shield this move up, try to get the final shield from the opponent. Power Gem is coming through. I should swap out here straight away into our Superior, which I don't do. I let the move go through. Now I'm gonna swap out to try to catch the move, which works out fine. But it's still not over. We still have to kind of deal with the Corviknight, and luckily, no, not luckily, we're not actually able to fully farm them down either. This is gonna be a very, very close matchup. I have no idea if we're going to be able to win this one or not. We have the Aerial Ace on our side, which is going to be at least only single resisted, I guess. But I kind of mainly just want to be able to, kind of turn on the switch clock. But does it really work for me? I'm not too sure about it. Let's find out. We're going to have here the Iron Head coming through. We're going to be able to go for the Rock Tomb against the opponent. They are going to let the move go. Yeah, most they shield. Yeah, they most they're going to shield here for sure. And now it's down to our Sableye to win the battle. Is it? Yeah, I can swap out of here. And they swap out into the Drapion, and that is so important, because now I can go for the Power Gem. I was like, does it KO? I highly doubt it does KO, but let's find out. It actually does. I didn't expect this at all. So much damage. Okay, horrible lead for us. Let's see, we're gonna swap out and we're gonna get hard-walled. Sorry to inform you, Power Gem is still a thing on this Pokemon, so at least we're gonna get a shield advantage, or I'd rather take the switch advantage. And I would fully expect that they're going to have something like a Wigglytuff in the back here at this point, but could be also kind of anything else. And Azumarill would be good for us. Oh wait, would it be? Depends actually, because the opponent is gonna be in an okay spot here, because they actually can go for the full farm down, which allows them to get so much energy, which allows them then to go for Fire Punch, but they actually have the Wigglytuff in the back, and they allow us to now have the Rock Tomb going straight up against it. We are going to be able to fully farm down afterwards. We don't have to use a shield here whatsoever, and we're going to be able to Rock Tomb the Diggersby, which allows us to A, get the shield, and B, get the debuff. And the debuff is even more important than anything else, and so we're just going to go for the Rock Tomb. They're forced to go for Scorching Sands here as well, which does take 50 energy from them. And I think at this point, they know this game is over. Like, they have no chance here at all, and they just decided to, kind of forfeit by not... I think they just closed the app while going for the CMP tie here, by the way, which is hilarious. And of course, now everything takes ages, but it's going to allow me to ask you to leave a like on the video. If you enjoyed so far, I would really appreciate it if you could leave a like on this one. But yeah, again, here we'll see that's going to be a 5-0 as well. I think we are actually 6 battles, and right now they're all wins, but like this team was ridiculous, like 12-3 I think total. And you see a lot of lead losses for me. Just like in this battle, we have the Feraligatr against us. What do we do here? We're gonna let the move go through? That's gonna do quite some decent damage, but guess what? There's like this cool move on the Sableye called Power Gem. I don't know if people really not understand, like honestly, like it's funny, isn't it? Like, I just find it hilarious that people just completely forgot that this Pokemon learns Power Gem. Just because Dazzling Gleam is on it, it doesn't mean that everybody is gonna run Dazzling Gleam. But yeah, we're going to have here the Clodsire, and I actually feel like my best play is to just go into the 2-shield scenario here, and just try our best here with the Rock Tomb to try to debuff them. I think that's the CMP type. Let's see what they're going to do here. They decide to use a shield, that's fine. We're going to be able to outspeed them for the next one. We have to use a shield here though. Ooh, it's not going to be a shield, it's going to be the swap out though from the opponent into the Feraligatr. I go for the Aerial Ace, trying to get them low, but it's gonna be a close one. I don't know if we're gonna be able to win this, because I can still go for another charge move here, guaranteed. I'm gonna be forced to use a shield, because it could be the Ice Beam, it is going to be the Hydro Cannon, but luckily we can farm them down in time, which is super important, because now I have to hope that I can go for the Aerial Ace bait and then go for the Frenzy. Please work out. But the opponent makes a great call here, calling that I went for the bait. And now we have to hope they're not running Sludge Bomb. Please don't be a Sludge Bomb. It's a Stone Edge. And with that, I'll win the battle still. Credilli. It is actually hilarious. I find this matchup quite hilarious. Why do I find it hilarious? The reason is you have a grass against the fire type Pokemon, but actually the grass type Pokemon here is in the advantage compared to the fire type because our fire typing doesn't really help us here because of the rock typing resisting fire, and our rock subtype doesn't really help us either because it's also just neutral. So I have 2 neutral hits while the opponent actually has a super effective hit with the Rock Tomb. But yeah, that's kind of it for this one. We're gonna let the move go through. I think this is just the Brutal Swing. I might be able to reach another move with that one. I am not, but I can at least go ahead and go into my Magcargo. This is going to be a matchup that I want to see. A lot of Poison type Pokemon around currently, but that is going to be fine. You're gonna get the shield here. That I have to go for like a cheap move basically for the Brutal Swing or something. This doesn't do that much damage. I sadly don't get another move in, but it's okay. We could have went for the Overheat here, which would have one-shot them most likely from this range, but I go for the bait, which doesn't work out that well, but they swap out into the Galissa, but I have no idea who's going to be able to win this battle, by the way. That is going to be a very close one. They still have the Rock Tomb for sure on the Credilli, so we have to be a bit mindful of that. But what is my best play here? To let the move go through? I guess so. Yeah, like I think there was no other way for me to even have a chance here of winning this one, and I have to hope that somehow I can go for the full farm down here in time, which I can? I don't know. I let the move go through. Come on, you win this. You don't win this. Okay, I think that's going to be sadly our first loss here because I think the Credilli just barely going to get to another move here. And they survive with 1 HP. Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate, but good game there to the opponent. Let's move on to the next one. Morpeko. We saw the matchup already before. We know exactly what we want to do here. We want to stay in. We want to go for a Rock Tomb. We want to use some shields. And we want to get them insanely low. Even if they win the lead matchup. It does not really matter that much in my opinion. Because... oh, that's a Psychic Fangs. Thank you so much for the information. I will take that gladly. Because now this matchup is 20 times easier for us. We can just go for another move. And we're always going to be able to win this matchup. Like, there's nothing the opponent can do here in order to win this. If they want to use a shield, that's fine. But they don't. They're just going to swap out into the Hypno. And I go for the Overheat here now. Because I want to swap out afterwards anyway. And Overheat is going to do a ton of damage, which puts them even into Aerial Ace range here now from my other Pokemon. They have the Linoon in the back. But I'm not too worried about it. Because at the end of the day, they have a Hypno that has most likely Ice Punch or whatever for the other Pokemon. But it's not that bad either. We're going to have here Sableye, which is still going to be able to take a hit and go still for another Power Gem. And I'm fairly certain, like, a Frenzy Plant should be enough from this range, from our other, well, this range, of course. But just generally speaking, I think my Superior is going to still be in a solid spot. I try to catch a move. I can catch a move, and that is going to help us out even more. So it's looking kind of solid right now. We can use a shield here. They're going to be boosted at this point. We're going to let the move go through, though. So it barely does anything. It literally barely does anything. Here we're going to use a shield for the potential Ice Punch, which is a Psyshock, which also does a ton of damage. Most likely more than whatever the Linoon tried to go for. And we can go for the Aerial Ace here. And against Linoon, we just have to go up to 2 Aerial Aces, and that should be kind of energy dry at this point. We have the Aerial Ace stored here. And this wins us the battle, because we have a CMP tie. We're going to lose the CMP tie if they really want to go for that. But we know that we're going to be able to just survive a hit anyway and then get to the move. But we don't even have to worry about it, as we're going to be able to knock them out straight away. Corviknight is not so nice. They decide to swap out into the Clodsire, allowing me to go for just an Overheat to, yeah, just trying to wreck them a little bit here. This is going to allow us to get a ton of damage onto them and make the matchup easier for Sableye. I decided to use a shield here because an Earthquake of this Pokemon is going to be more damaging basically to me than, I don't know, like an Iron Head from the Corviknight. At least that's what I would assume. And so I kind of want to keep my Sableye a little bit healthy. They use a shield here. At this point, we're going to use another shield as well. It's going to be okay, because I'm not too worried about the charge moves of the Corviknight as long as I have alignment. They're going to go back into the Corviknight as well. Charge moves should be fine against our Magcargo. The fast move is more of the issue against Magcargo. And so we're going to get them low. We can go for some nice Incinerate damage. Maybe should have stayed in a little bit longer with our Sableye though. Payback is coming through. Solid damage, not enough to knock us out. We can go for another move here as well. And if this Pokemon is gone, Superior looks really, really nice, because they have a Lapras in the back and we have a good answer in the back. It's going to be our Superior. I would assume that they're going to swap out eventually though. But we're going to get the final shield here from the opponent, which is already going to be great, because you know what? I actually don't really need Superior. but I'm still gonna keep that one around and go into my Sableye. I forgot that I don't have a shield here, by the way. Sparkling Area not going to be enough, but we have the Power Gem, and people just forget about this move. Like, why is everyone forgetting about Power Gem? I have no idea. Good game there. Bye-bye. We can move on. Lostheart, not ideal. But you know what's kind of funny about this matchup? You're going to outspeed them. You're going to outspeed them. If they go for a charge move 4, it's going to be either the Sludge Bomb after 6 or the Stone Edge after 7 fast moves, which means you're going to be able to let the first move go through and then just go for your hard-hitting hit. And look at this. We're going to have here, yeah, the Mana Bus coming in, which is going to be a matchup that I am actually quite happy about because we still kind of avoid this Pokemon with our Superior in the back, which is going to be great. Because I really don't want to have this against our Superior. And we're gonna still do a ton of damage here thanks to the Power Gem, which I feel like is a very nice trade-off. We got a shield advantage. We're gonna get the Pokemon out that we don't want to face with our Superior. They have a ton of energy here still, but we're gonna be able to align ourselves. And I would assume that they're going to have very likely... What do they have in the bag? I don't know what they could have in the bag at this point. I might just go for the full farm on here, use a shield and go for the full farm on against the Clodsire. I think that is our best play because we know that we're gonna debuff the opponent anyway, and we know that this Mana Bus is kinda low. So as long as we get the final shield, we should be even fine with our Superior. What do they have in the back? A Water type? It is a Water type. It is Gastrodon. That is not good for us. That is not good for us. We can go for the Overheat, and we do actually some solid damage. We get 2 fast moves in here as well, and we can go for the Aerial Ace. Now I make a big mistake. I make a very, very big mistake. The biggest mistake I could even do here. What mistake did I do? I decided to become quite greedy here. I know that the opponent can go for another move here, but I thought I can overfarm by a little bit. That will allow me to go for an Aerial Ace against the other one. Completely underestimating here that this Pokemon, the Mana Bus, is quite a bulky boy. And so we see the swap out from the opponent, and we can still go for at least one big Overheat, but we're gonna lose this battle here. They're gonna go for a charge move, and that's going to be a good game. And... that was a lie. I still win. Magcargo is ridiculous. And that's going to be it for this video. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. If you did, feel free to leave a like and I will see you then. Bye bye.